Zanzibar is bright and beautiful. The sea is blue, the sand is white. The old town has narrow streets. Boats float by on calm water. People smile. Tourists come from far away. They take many photos. They eat spicy food. They leave happy. From a picture, Zanzibar looks like a dream. It is a vision of paradise, a perfect escape from the noise of modern life. This is the image that fills travel brochures and social media feeds, drawing visitors with promises of sun-drenched days and tranquil nights. Zanzibar. The name itself conjures images of paradise, and for good reason. The island's reputation as an idyllic haven is well earned. Built on landscapes that seem painted by an artist's hand, and a cultural history that perfumes the very air you breathe. It's a place of brilliant white sands, water the color of gemstones, and the lingering scent of cloves and cardamom carried on the warm ocean breeze. This is the Zanzibar of brochures and daydreams, a perfectly curated escape. But I went to Zanzibar to see more than a picture. I wanted to move beyond the frame, to step into the life that hums just out of sight of the resorts. I wanted to know what the island is like for the people who live there, for whom the turquoise coast is not a vacation, but a workplace, a backyard, a birthright. I wanted to understand the life that continues after the souvenir shops have closed their colorful doors and the last tour bus has departed, its passengers filled with memories of a single, sun-drenched day. What happens when the island exhales? To find out, I spent time in Stone Town, its ancient corridors whispering stories of traders and sultans, each intricately carved door a portal to a different century. I walked on beaches where fishermen mended their nets at dawn, their hands moving with a rhythm passed down through generations. I ate with families in their homes, sharing meals and laughter. I spoke to shop owners about their hopes for the season, and to fishermen about the changing tides. I listened to young people dreaming of the future, and to elders who held the island's memory in their hearts. In these moments, I found a profound and resilient beauty. But I also found hard truths that many do not speak about, complexities that don't fit neatly onto a postcard. My goal was not to find fault, but to peel back the glossy layer of tourism and see the real, living ecosystem beneath. Every destination has a delicate balance between its culture, its environment, and its economy. And the immense pressure of mass tourism, however well-intentioned, can disturb that balance in ways most visitors never see. I listened, not as a critic, but as a witness. The stories I heard were not angry. They were filled with love for this island, but they were also concerned. Acknowledging these realities does not diminish the island's undeniable charm or its breathtaking beauty. Instead, they add necessary depth to its story, creating a more complete, honest, and ultimately more meaningful picture of this incredible place. First, Zanzibar can feel not for everyone. While it presents a paradise to the world, beneath the surface lies a complex social landscape. The island has a strong, deeply conservative culture, a rich blend of Swahili, Arab, and Islamic traditions. This heritage is beautiful, but it also comes with many rules, both written and unwritten, that shape daily life. For those who don't fit neatly into these established norms, navigating this world can be a challenge. Some groups find it hard to belong. Women, LGBTQ people, and poor families often feel left out of the island's progress. It is not about one person. It's a web of customs. A rich social fabric, meant to bind a community together, can still create invisible barriers for those who don't conform. Exclusion is often subtle. A side glance, a conversation that stops when you approach, a sense of being perpetually on the outside. It's a world of unspoken expectations. Women, in particular, are the backbone of the local economy, yet they are often the most marginalized. They work incredibly hard, selling food in the markets, making crafts for tourists, cooking in guest houses, and cleaning rooms. Despite their tireless efforts, many earn little and aren't paid well. trapped in a cycle of low-wage labor. One farmer told me, "The sun is hot, the work is hard, but the price is always low." This sentiment echoes across the island. With no savings to fall back on, the constant worry about essentials like school fees and medical bills is a heavy burden. Beyond economics, strict rules on dress and behavior can limit women's voices and their ability to participate fully in public life. For LGBTQ people, the situation is even more precarious. They often must hide who they are, living in fear of exposure. Being open can bring serious trouble, not just from social stigma, but also under strict laws that criminalize their identity. This forces a life lived in the shadows, a stark contrast to the sun-drenched beaches enjoyed by visitors. Second, the cost of living is rising. Tourism brings money, but also higher prices and new needs. High rents follow foreign restaurants and hotels. Coastal land becomes more valuable. Fishing areas become private spaces. Families are pushed from shores that sustain them. Investment inflates the economy, hurting those with the least. Food costs go up near hotspots. A tourist lunch can be twice a worker's budget. Rents jump. Families are forced to move further from work. Travel time grows. Schooling can suffer. Stability becomes a daily struggle. Many tourism jobs are short-term and low pay. Off-season can wipe out income entirely. Third, I found real concerns about local security. It isn't just crime, it's safety in many forms. Unsafe roads, weak health services, poor workers' rights. Security is visible in tourist zones, less so in villages. Some areas feel unsafe. Petty theft can rise. Tourists and residents both are vulnerable. Jobs are few beyond tourism. Youth feel forgotten. We see the tourists with new things, and we have nothing. What are we supposed to do? Some turn to small crimes. Others leave for work. In emergencies, distance and cost to care are dangerous. If my child gets very sick at night, I pray. Anxiety is constant for poor families. Climate change adds risk. Erosion, crop failures, shifting fish stocks. What can tourists do? Small conscious decisions have power. Be kind. Learn a few words. Jambo, hello. Asante, thank you. Respect dress and public behavior. Become a thoughtful guest, not just a consumer. Spend where it helps locals directly. Eat local, buy crafts from artisans. Skip big impersonal shops. Hire local guides. Ask about fair wages. Support public beaches. Avoid blocked coastlines. Conserve water and power. Refuse single-use plastics. Ask before photos, then listen. Small acts bridge the gap. What can local leaders do? They stand at a crossroads, development and preservation, plan for fair, inclusive growth, balance economic benefits with social well-being, and protect the environment. Fair wages and safe conditions must be enforced. Protect public land and shoreline access. Create MPAs so fish stocks recover and reefs can heal. Invest in waste management. Build training pathways for youth. Support women-led businesses. Invest in roads, transport, clinics, schools. Listen to residents. Keep land and zoning transparent. Create community tourism boards to share benefits. True leadership nurtures the community that calls the island home. Hotels and tour companies must hire locally at all levels and invest in training. Fair wages turn jobs into livelihoods. Source locally, food from farmers and fishermen. Celebrate artisans in design. Partner with local entrepreneurs for services and entertainment. Be environmental stewards. Water, solar, waste. Join cleanups and coral projects. Educate guests to tread lightly. Open public access where possible. Invest in education, health, and youth. Act with conscience to secure the destination's future and your own. Our influence as travelers doesn't begin when we step off the plane. It starts long before we even book a flight. The choices we make during the planning phase set the entire tone for our journey. It begins with a commitment to being informed. Seek out and share clear, well-researched facts from local journalists and community-led organizations. This allows us to move beyond the glossy postcard image and begin to understand the real context of the place we plan to visit, its history, its economy, and its current challenges. When you arrive, look for ways to support small, local nonprofits. They often have the deepest community roots and the most direct impact. Your support, whether through funds or simply raising their visibility, can be invaluable. Choose your tour providers and accommodations with care. Don't be afraid to ask them directly how they contribute to the local community. Do they hire and train staff from the area? What's their sustainability policy regarding water, waste, and energy? Do they source their food from local farmers? Every dollar you spend is a vote. By choosing local businesses, your spending sends a clear message. People and planet matter more than profit. And when you return home, your role isn't over. Advocate for fair labor rights and the protection of fragile habitats in the places you've visited. Use your social media not just for beautiful pictures, but to elevate the stories of the people you met and the responsible businesses you supported. Encourage mindful travel in your own circles. Inspire others to consider their impact, transforming tourism from an extractive industry into a regenerative one. Above all, remain curious and compassionate. Remember, we are always guests in someone else's home. The world is deeply interconnected. Our choices in one place ripple outwards, affecting communities in another. I do not want to make Zanzibar sound bad. It is a deeply, profoundly beautiful place. The food is incredible. The culture is rich and layered with history. The music is strong and soulful. The people are warm, welcoming, and friendly, and the sunsets look like paintings. But its undeniable beauty cannot and should not hide its problems. We must be willing to see both sides of the story. This is the hopeful path forward. Travel can be a powerful force for good, bringing not just money, but also new ideas, shared knowledge, and mutual understanding. With awareness and genuine compassion, we can become allies, helping to support those who need it most in a way that empowers rather than diminishes. Because Zanzibar has hearts that care, youth who are eager to learn, and elders who hold generations of wisdom. They deserve a tourism that honors them all,